right, it's your girl Krissy Love, and we are back. Our next guest does not let the behavior of others destroy his inner peace.
Hey, word,
right?
Word.
And he definitely does not pass up on any opportunities.
That's a fact.
Pass up his new single.
Yes.
Welcome to the Plug Radio LA, SonCon. Yes. I met you at Nostradamus.
Summer Bash 6. Actually, it was actually in a performance before that. It was like a Halloween.
I bet you thought Night of Havoc?
Yeah, that's the first time because you were actually doing the radio show
Oh,
in the back room. Yeah, the Night of Havoc.
Oh, God. Damn.
Yeah, we connected. Deezy did the interview, and then
that's
when we
that's
first
great.
connected. Yeah, and then we reconnected it almost a year later.
Shit.
Yeah.
DJ interviewed him?
DJ was there.
Wait.
DJ, Vegas, yes.
DJ interviewed him? Is that what you said?
DJ interview or Vegas did?
I think you interviewed Deezy.
I did. Deezy, R&B singer.
Yeah, Deezy, yeah.
I did that night. I didn't interview you though. No, but you were there.
I was there, yeah.
Okay, I love this. Fuck.
So
okay.
It was meant to be,
and a whole year later, you guys.
It takes time.
And then he told me, because I'm hosting, he goes, my name's not SonCon because it's spelled SANKON.
Yeah, facts.
But it's SonCon, so I'm on stage introducing you, and I'm like, okay, I gotta say the name right. Thank God
you got it right.
I got it right.
I appreciate it.
So let's talk about how SonCon came about. Where did it all start?
So I'm from Maryland, DC area, Hyattsville, Maryland to be exact.
Okay.
So that's where I'm from. My name is my grandfather's nickname, so it means conqueror of the rivers and the mountains.
Really?
And my family's Liberian. I'm Liberian, so they're from the west coast of Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's how like that whole thing kind of flowed together.
I love it. And now, is your family still back home?
Yeah. So my mother migrated from Liberia to America in like my father actually left first in the late 80s. And then he migrated here to like New York, so he's in Brooklyn, living in Brooklyn with my uncle for a little bit. And then a few years later, my mom ended up migrating as well. It's a crazy backstory, but like they both migrated during that time. And then they moved down to Maryland, PG County, and then that's when I was born. And then I got older siblings too. I'm like the youngest of 6. So.
Oh, you're 6 kids.
Yeah, facts.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I got more siblings, but I grew up with 6.
Okay. Oh wow.
My dad got around a little. It was during that time. I
won't ask any other questions. Mom might be watching. I didn't hear anything. All I know is there were 6 kids. I don't know where they come from. Are your parents still together now?
I can't answer for them.
Okay, but they're having a good time. Time tells everything. So tell us sacrifices that you've made, and if you regret choosing this career.
Sacrifice. I made a handful of sacrifices, but on this journey that I've done right now, a lot of the sacrifices that I made is time spent like developing myself and artists too, and helping other artists. Because at one time I was like engineering, and then I do produce. So, but to get back to my artistry, get back to my focus, I had to kind of like sacrifice that time that I couldn't be spending helping another artist or working with another artist to then like have a tunnel vision for myself. So, but then to get to that point, I had to really put a lot of time and a lot of effort into what I'm doing, because a lot of things were self-taught. YouTube University, like that was like one of my bigger things, like teaching me how to record myself and like how to get into production. So just like really that time that I could have spent, like especially like fresh out of college, the time I could have spent like maybe just on a Saturday or Sunday, just like going out and just like having a good time and doing what you want to do, because that's your life. But I had to kind of curve some of that time to kind of focus on to learn, and then I can get to like graduate to where I am right now.
Wow, I like that, because we do have to make sacrifices in life in order to move on, and that's what I was saying. Sometimes we gotta just cut it loose and not go out on the weekend. But look you didn't do that, and you're doing a lot. I see you doing shows around town. Mm-hmm. Tell everybody what you've been doing.
So I released a project about 2 months ago called Passive Now, Love Me Later. And you kind of already knew the energy behind where I was going with it. But the project, kind of just talks about like the moments early on when people really not believing in you, they're not really seeing it. And sometimes, maybe you're not displaying it. Other times, maybe they're not really looking into you and like really giving you a fair shot. So I went through that, like especially with like being a producer, I went through that, people passing up on my beats. I went through a phase where like I was just working with people and they weren't really giving me it wasn't putting out. You don't have to match exactly my energy because I'm a different being, you a different being, so you can't do it the same. But you know when somebody is at least attempting to do so. So, I wasn't really getting that all the way, and I was having that feeling of being passed up on, people kind of missing me out on my talents. So, but just like we don't get bothered by setbacks. We embrace them, we take it in. And I embraced the setbacks, and then I continued to move forward because I knew on the other side of people passing me up was like that love me phase. Like, we rocking with you, bro. Oh yeah, your shit hard. So like, that was the mindset that I had. Not to say that that's my only motivation, but I just knew on the other side of them passing me up would be them loving me.
Exactly. It's so true too, because there's so many more people that love you than that don't support you. And it's so funny because the people that don't support you, and maybe not necessarily you, but in general, they'll be the people that are watching your stuff, or what I'm saying, trying to see what you're doing. It's like, okay, well, like, what the hell?
It's like they don't care, they just want to know.
Yes.
Just enough so they can, be satisfied.
Yes, because misery loves company, but they about ready to be part of your company. So what is something people would never guess about you by looking at you?
Because I do be getting profiles. Wild out here. But I think one thing people wouldn't guess is that at one time in my life, I knew how to play the clarinet. I played it for like 4 years. And the only reason why I stopped because my high school didn't have a band program. So, like at one point in my life, I was in band every Thursday, did the band recitals, all that good stuff. I wasn't first chair clarinet. I was like more like fourth chair, so it means I wasn't really that great. But I knew how to play the clarinet.
But you know how to play the clarinet.
Yeah, facts.
Wow, that's incredible. And what I don't care for is the schools taking away the music programs and stuff. Because music programs in schools, when I grew up, they had all types of programs, and then they just took them away, and then there was nothing else to do but go out on the streets and just run the streets and do freaking nothing.
Yeah, you left to your own device.
Yeah. But so you don't play clarinet anymore?
Nah.
Okay, you play anything?
I don't play any instruments professionally for real. But I do produce. So I play around with the keys, but I don't play keys. I'm not Stevie Wonder. You feel me?
Hey, but you could be one day.
I'm cool. I want to produce, and I want to be an artist.
Okay.
You feel me? I want to focus more on that lane.
Because I was going to ask you, would you like doing more producing, or you want to lean more towards being an artist?
Oh, right now it's definitely focused on being an artist. Like that's the mode that I'm in. Like I went through my maturation process with becoming a producer because I had that background and like being in a band. So like I already knew I was gonna become a producer at some point, but I started rapping first.
I got it.
So I knew like, okay, in your heart you kind of want to be an artist.
Yeah.
But you do have the passion and the love to produce as well. You got the ear for it. So, I had to put that hat on, but now I took that hat off now, and I'm like in my artist bag moving forward for real.
I like that. And you're a good artist too. I like your sound.
Appreciate you.
So when you're creating your sound, like where does your inspiration come from?
So the song that you listen to, or at least Pass Up, right?
Yes. Pass Up was that's how I introduced you, because I like that song.
Pass Up was a record that I did produce, and it was just during the time where I had just moved from Cincinnati because I was living there for 6 years to LA. I know, right?
Wow.
So it was like middle pandemic, so it was like a lot of things had shut down, and artists are like reaching for inspiration because we just can't go outside and be in a vibe and then have that because none of that's really going on. So it was just me and my guys and my friends that I live with, and one of my good friends, Wendell, he actually was like, yo bro, you should like put something out. He kind of sparked the idea, and I was like, all right, cool, like yeah, I'm gonna work on something. So fast forward, we were at a studio session, and while they were recording, I started making the beat, played it for everybody. Everybody rocked with it. I seen a spark in people's eyes. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I will shop this, but at the same time, if I come up with the idea before I start to really shop it, then I'm gonna just go ahead and rap on it. So then fast forward from that point, we was on live one day just trying to shoot some content. I was like, you know what, bro, I wrote this verse. Let me just add it to it. Let me record it. And I recorded it, and then it felt good. It felt real good. So at that point, I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna put this out as a single. And I shot 2 videos for this. I shot the first video.
I saw the video.
And thank you. I appreciate you checking it out. For real, that's love. I shot the first video, but the footage got corrupted, so we had to go back and shoot it again. But we was able to get it. But it was cool though, because I always looked at it as like I used to play sports, and it was like, I looked at it as like that was the scrimmage, and then the second time was the actual game, and now we know exactly what to do. You feel me? No setbacks.
So true. No
You
setbacks.
gotta power through it.
See, setbacks are learning lessons, and you learn from whatever happened with the corruption of the. Because I get it.
Yeah, you been through. You said like it was upside down.
Yeah, shit was upside down. Sound was missing. We had some big guests in here. I was like, oh Lord, I was so embarrassed, but it's okay. Setbacks, like we said, we learn from them. We keep going. The scrimmage to
the actual game.
Yes.
Yeah, facts.
So, have you ever made a decision that's changed your life?
Yeah, I think the decision I made so I left Cincinnati not because I was ready to come out to LA, even though I was planning on it for like 2 years, but my landlord had sold the house that we were living in. So, you know, and it was it was out of nowhere. He needed us out by like a month, but we negotiated 2 months. So in my mind, I was like, all right, cool, I could go back home. I got a couple connections. I go back to DC. I got a couple connections on like the artistry side, and a little bit with like people doing like putting on their own stuff, on some like underground stuff, not like industry connections, but just people doing stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could do that, but you know, or I can go to LA and really go like full speed and chase the dream, and then eventually, you know, come back and then like show people what I've done and like, you know, really show out. So so I made that decision, and for me, I had a foundation. I was lucky. My sister was already living out here with 2 of my cousins, so I had some sort of somebody, you know, people to reach on, talk to, and stuff like that. I wasn't like some like other artists who aren't as fortunate. Like some of my friends who weren't as fortunate, and they came out just like
with nothing.
Yes. But they made it work.
They made it work, and I've seen it too. Yeah, they make it work. Oh well, shout out to your sister and your friends.
Facts. Shout out to Barbara, she watching.
Barbara.
At some point she gonna see this.
Barbara,
shout out to Barbara.
You.
Shout out to Solo. Shout out to Peace.
Barbara, Solo, and Peace. We love you. Come down for Plugsgiving. Bring them for Plugsgiving.
That's a fact. We're gonna get y'all in
here. Okay, so setbacks that you had, you learned from those experiences. What has this helped? How has this helped you in your career?
Especially because I think as an artist, and I do this a lot. I've done this a lot as an artist. I've created these scenarios in my mind, and sometimes it's not delusion, but sometimes it's like it's a little delusional.
Yeah.
And as an artist, you kind of need a little bit of delusion too, especially like when you're preparing, you try to get yourself ready. But sometimes you can overdo the delusion a little bit. And it's only because like there's outside forces that's like helping you create these expectations for where you're supposed to be and like how well you're supposed to be doing it. So I think that like hold on, can you ask me the question?
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm gonna read it again, guys. Oh no, I was saying the setbacks that you had. What have you learned from it and to progress your career?
Yeah, I learned to recognize that like sometimes you've been a little delusional. It's okay, cool, like you know, it's going to happen sometimes, but just recognizing it and just kind of like recalibrating my expectations on certain things, and then also too like Joe kind of said it like we get to like you dreamt about this, like you dreamt about this, like you dreamt about things, and like we actually doing it. Yeah. So like I gotta always remind myself that like you're doing what you really dreamed about. Yeah. Like when you was young, you were like this was one of your dreams. So like you get the chance to do it every single day. Yes. So you gotta be grateful for it, and then give yourself a little bit of grace. Not enough grace for you like not holding yourself accountable, but just enough where you like, all right, cool. Like I was tripping a little bit, but you know this is what I need.
It's true. Yeah, that delusion, you need it.
Yeah,
sometimes
you need to write about
I'm a little delusional.
Nah, it's a balance though.
But you got to balance it out. Talk louder.
No.
Oh, okay. So I gotta say this before we go.
Okay.
So this is on your Instagram. Somebody commented, the Book of Benny Bone commented on your Instagram. The Book of Benny Bone.
Hey, shout outs to Ben, man. Hey, shout outs to Ben.
I like that. The Book of Benny Bone is, where's he at?
Ben is back home in Maryland.
Maryland, okay.
Actually, he might have moved out of Maryland. I'm not sure. I forget. I talked to him recently though.
Okay, well he said this. He said about you, this man really outside with this. And it's been 7 years since I met him. Thank you for giving us consistency. The world need it.
Hey, shout out to Ben. I appreciate that sentiment. I appreciate you just voicing that for real, cause just like your last question is like, that when I first record, I remember I used to have anxiety like when I first would record, cause like I thought that like, you know, you watch the movies and stuff and you thought that like Biggie hopped in the studio and just rap dead wrong or like just rap juicy like from start to finish.
Yeah.
That was the cut they used and then they mixed it out and it went out, but that was not the case. Like he might have done it in one take, but he might have done like 7 takes.
Right? You never know.
Maybe, I mean, there's probably songs where he just did it one take all the way through, but that's one artist and one scenario, one song. Like, it's just not gonna play out like that. So to make it more on a macro scale, it was like the first year, like you just think you're gonna blow up, and it's just like it's not really gonna happen like that for most artists, you know. But it's cool because if you can keep grinding for them years and bring people along with you, 7 years later you can have somebody still tapped in with you. That now when I come to like your city or your side of town, I got something going on. You'll support, you know, and you just want to keep building that. So that's what I had to grow into.
Yeah, and then you get that from consistency.
Facts.
Before we get out of here, your riddle.
Okay. Them riddles is tough. I ain't gonna lie. You got them tough riddles.
What fish costs the most?
Oh, wow.
What
I had an
fish
answer, but I wasn't gonna say
costs
it.
the most?
What fish costs the most? Being selfish.
Sometimes you do have to be selfish with your time, and I like the answers to these riddles. You guys got really good new riddles. The fish that costs the most is a goldfish.
Goldfish. Damn, can I get a second video? A second? No.
This goldfish, this fish right here, is going from gold to platinum.
Hey, let's talk about it. Come on.
So you guys, make sure you check out SongCon. Follow him.
Yes.
The great vibe, the great music you're putting out, the great experiences you're showing us, the energy you have on stage.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for being here. The Plug Radio LA, SongCon, family now. It's your girl, Krissy Love. Tell everybody out there how they find you and how they can overcome setbacks.
Oh yeah, so y'all can find me on all social media platforms, SongCon, SANKON_B. That's SongCon, SANKON_B. And a way that you can get through a setback is to embrace it. Take it on full force, feel all those emotions, and then understand that there is a corner that you can get around, and then you can start to stride. It's not going to be easy all the time, but if you know that you can't hit that corner and then start moving in a positive direction, you'll slowly get to that mark.
Woo! Thank you. And thank you to Barbara, because it's expensive to live in LA. Thank God for Barbara. It's your girl, Krissy Love, Plug Radio LA. Get plugged, stay connected. SongCon, you're sitting in that seat still. I'm